guys, long time no see. I have no excuses. Anyways, today's video is gonna be about the variegated string of hearts and how I propagated it. Now, I don't know about you, but the string of hearts where I am is very rare. Probably only seen it once or twice at like little hole-in-the-wall nurseries and stuff, and they're usually pretty pricey, ranging from maybe $15 to $25 for cuttings in a 4-inch pot, and they only have, each cutting only probably has 2 or 3 leaves at the most. You can find a basic string of hearts pretty much anywhere, but you can't really find the variegated kind, especially not in a very generous amount. So I'm going to be showing you how I propagated my string of hearts. I did try propagating it in water. However, I don't recommend, I'm just going to say off the bat, I don't recommend water propagating the variegated string of hearts, or any string of anything for that matter. I'm currently trying to propagate the variegated string of pearls in water, and although it does have roots, it just rots way too easily, and I just don't recommend that way. But that didn't work very well, and you'll see in this video exactly what happened to me when I tried to water propagate it. So I'm going to be showing you the butterfly method. You can also watch other videos of people doing this. You might be saying, well, why are you putting another video on the same thing? Well, let me tell you, okay? It could be a little bit different than other people because I don't know. I watched a few videos. I watched, at first it was Bee's House of Plants, and then I saw Harley G doing it, but she did it in sphagnum moss. But anyways, let me just stop rambling. I don't think I have anything else more to tell you except for thank you for 600 subscribers. And yeah, I'm not going to say any more about it because it's a lot. I'm going to try to be better with uploading more. Something I hope to do for you guys in the future is be more consistent. Anyways, again, rambling. Here's the video. Okay, sorry for the noise in the background, but I just wanted to show you guys how I'm going to propagate this string of hearts. Originally had a longer stem that I just stuck in the water. However, that stem was showing signs of rot. So I decided to cut it off, and before cutting this into pieces, I wanted to show you guys what I was going to do or how I was going to do it. So this node right here, as you can see, is growing another baby, but this node, usually roots grow out of that. So what I'm going to do is where there is a node, I'm going to cut. So as you can see, there's a node here, a bigger node here, a node there, and another node here on this end. I'm going to essentially make a little greenhouse effect. I'm just going to cut in between those nodes. So there's 1, there's 2, 3, and 4. And I'm just going to keep this like that because of this little guy here. And I'm going to take you along with me and show you how I'm going to do the little greenhouse effect. And I'm going to stick these in the dirt. I will show you guys how I do that just here in a second. Okay, so now all I'm doing is, wow, that made a mess. I'm pouring in some dirt and making sure that I tamp the soil. By the way, this soil is 3 parts Miracle-Gro, the succulent soil, 2 parts turfus, and 1 part pumice. That's pretty much what I use for all of my succulents. I'm going to dampen the top of the soil, just so the top is moist. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my cuttings and I'm going to just stick this node directly into the dirt. For that one in particular, I'm going to make a tiny hole trying to cover this, but it's kind of hard to, with all the turfus and the pumice, it's just too thick of a rock, I think, for propagating it like this. So I'm gonna be right back and get some more soil without the pumice and the turfus and kind of sprinkle it on top. I'm going to take these out. And I'm actually going to do that before I put these in. So I'll be right back. And I'm just going to sprinkle just some of that Miracle Grow on top right here. And I'm going to tamp the soil again. I'm going to remove anything that's pretty big, like any pieces of bark. Okay, so I'm just gonna clean this up here. So this I'm going to wet all over again because the top surface needs to be damp. Damp it again, remove any pieces of big bark that'll get in the way. I'm gonna do this again, make a little hole. And then I'm gonna tap the soil around it. I'm gonna put another one right here and stick it in there as far as you can without covering the leaves. And I'm actually gonna limb him up too. I'm gonna cut these stems. And if you guys have bobby pins, it would probably stay better if you had something to stick the node inside the soil. I do have bobby pins, but I'm a hairstylist and I need those bobby pins, so. Okay, so I'm not gonna mess with that one anymore. And then we're gonna do one more, and we're gonna do it here. If any of you are curious, I got these tweezers from Chopsticks and Succulents. And I'll take this wooden stick. Soil's not sopping wet whatsoever. It's just moist, so you don't want it to be sopping wet because that could cause root rot real quick. But I'm going to show you what we're going to do after this. So after all your nodes are covered and it's in the soil, you're going to move on to the next step. Okay, so I'm just going to carry the camera for this part. So you're going to need a plastic bag, and we're going to put this in the plastic bag. So let me do that really quick. Okay, so now that this is in the plastic bag, we are going to take our spray bottle and spray around the plastic bag just a few times, not anything excessive, so just like that. You want to leave a gap inside the Ziploc because it still needs air. You want to leave it open about 1/3 of the way, and it doesn't mean that this will dry out. You don't ever want this to dry out, so we'll be checking back in and see what we've got. I will be spraying this bag if I see that it dries out, but we'll see how they do, and I'll give you guys an update. The reason why I decided to do it this way is because the water propagation, let me get it really quick, actually, hold on. As you guys can see, the water propagation is working. However, some of the stems were turning like this light brown, yellowish color. As soon as I took it out of the water, they just fell off. However, we do have this one node that have roots, and this node actually is beginning to have a root. There is another root on this node here. Still trying to water propagate these strands, but we'll see how they do. Not sure if water propagation works for me for the variegated string of hearts, but we're still trying. I'll also update you guys on how these are doing alongside with how these are doing. Even though I was scared to propagate these, I still wanted to try because it's really hard to get your hands on these, and even if you do, sometimes they can be pretty pricey. So I wanted to figure out a way that worked to propagate them so that I don't keep on buying them because they're pretty much my favorite. And I love them, but I can't keep buying them. So yeah, I'll let you guys know how these do in about a few weeks. And yeah, this is where I have my string of hearts propagating up here on this shelf. It's near this southwest facing window, about, I want to say 2 feet away. All right, and this is where my propagation is going to be. It is a few feet back from a window. And yeah, that's where they will be for now. Hey you guys, I just wanted to get my camera to show you what the propagations look like. Today is April 14th, I believe, and it's been a complete week since I put my cuttings in the dirt, and I wanted to show you. We have a root, my friends. We have a root on almost every single cutting. So I'm not going to take the dirt off the root right there. You can see that this is the stem, and right here underneath all this dirt, and right there is the root. So we got one down with roots. So I'm just going to make a hole again. And I'm going to actually just use my fingers and stick that back in. And I'm making sure to tamp the soil around the root so that it's fully submerged in the soil. And actually this soil kind of feels a little bit dry, so I'm going to lightly spritz it again with water. But before we do that, let's take a look. So this one does have a little bit of a root right here. I believe that is a root. Yeah, there you go. A root. So I'm going to stick that back into the soil. As you can see, this leaf is deteriorating because it's got 2 nodes, and I think it's probably trying to produce more roots, and it's taking a lot of this leaf's energy. So we're going to look at 2 more and see how yep, there we go. Another root. Wow. That happened so quickly, you guys. In just a week, we've got a baby root. Let's see this last one. Oh, wow. Okay, so we've got a root right here, and who knows where else, but the dirt is on there, as you can see. So I'm not going to disturb the roots anymore. I'm just going to plop it back down. But you guys, I'm amazed right now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 cuttings, 4 separate plants that we just made in a week. We just have this nursery pot, some soil that we just spritzed it, put it in a bag, closed it halfway, and we got 4 new plants. Oh yeah, and by the way, I've only spritzed this probably one other time during the week, and that was probably, I don't know, 4 days ago. So yeah, I would advise not to spray it too much because then you can cause leaf rot or root rot. So yeah, I would just recommend you spray it probably every 3 to 4 days if you are worried about it drying out and not being able to develop roots. I would say as well, if you don't see any droplets like how you see here, if you don't see any in the bag, that's when you would know that this needs a little bit more water. Now, feeling it to the touch, I feel like it's still damp, but it could use a little bit more of a spritz. So I'm going to do that after I cut these up and put it back into the pot. This is now my absolute favorite way to propagate variegated string of hearts. I would not recommend rooting in water because as you can see in here, actually I'm just going to take it out because I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these up. I'll leave that one in there since the roots are okay and I can see that the stem isn't rotting. I'm going to leave that cutting in there. However, I am thinking about chopping this up now because as you can see, this stem is going translucent and it's not the same color as the healthy stem up here anymore. It's gotten mushier. There is a root right there as you can see. However, I don't think that this stem is going to be hardy enough to last in soil. Maybe it will. This is hard, but down here is really mushy. And you can see the black mush that just came off. So I'm not really hopeful for this plant to survive in water propagation. What I'm going to do is I'm going to chop these up and I'm going to do it. I'm just going to place it in here, spritz the soil again with the water, and put it back in the bag. We'll have roots on this in a week. That's how I'm going to propagate. And I guess this style of propagation is called the butterfly method. I just learned that from Bee's House of Plants on YouTube. So yeah, this is my favorite way to propagate. Forget water propagation with variegated string of hearts. You have to try the butterfly method. 100% recommend. 100% it works. I'm shocked. Number one, because we got roots in 1 week. That's crazy. And number two, people sell these plants looking like this, starting off with probably 2 to 4 leaves and selling them for $15. This, people are buying these for $15. Crazy. Okay, anyways, try this method out. If you have regular string of hearts or if you have the variegated kind and you don't know and you're scared to propagate them, try this. I guarantee that this will work for you. That is it. That's all I wanted to tell you guys. Oh yeah, and by the way, I've only spritzed this probably one other time during the week, and that was probably, I don't know, 4 days ago. I would advise not to spray it too much because then you can cause leaf rot or root rot. So yeah, I would just recommend you spray it probably every 3 to 4 days if you are worried about it drying out and not being able to develop roots. I would say as well, if you don't see any droplets like how you see here, if you don't see any in the bag, that's when you would know that this needs a little bit more water. Now, feeling it to the touch, I feel like it's still damp, but it could use a little bit more of a spritz. So I'm going to do that after I cut these up and put it back into the pot. But anyways, if you guys did enjoy this video, please give me a like and comment and tell me if you've had any success with your propagations doing it this way. And if you do try this method out, feel free to tag me on Instagram. My Instagram is the plant diaries with 3 S's, and let me know how your string of hearts propagations are doing. Yeah, I just want to know if this method works for you as well, or even if you have another method that you like propagating with. Let me know down in the comments. But anyways, you guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye. We have the finished product. Look at all those roots. Look at that enzyme. Look how huge these enzymes are. I mean, this one's pretty little, but look at them roots. And it's healthy. This was successful, to say the least. It was very successful. So if you guys want to try this method, I highly suggest it. Just make sure you do everything that I did. Which was get a bag, spritz it with water, spritz this container with water, and put it in the bag, leave a gap in the bag, and you'll be fine. And I just also wanted to show you this string of turtles. Do you guys remember when I unboxed this from my Hertz box unboxing? It was the first video I ever made on YouTube for my plant channel. I think I even showed you like a little bit of it in my my plant tour, and it was really sad and I didn't want to show you guys. Well, look at this. I forgot what was even in here, but it wasn't this. I had repotted it in this pot because I liked it because it was white. Anyways, yeah. All I did was stick it inside the bag too. And look how much it grew. Crazy, right? Anyways, I want to just thank you guys for watching. And if you did like this video, don't forget to like it. Yeah, consider subscribing. I would love to have you a part of the plant family. And we'll get to do all kinds of experiments here like this. So yeah, anyways, thanks guys for watching again, and I'll see you next time. Bye!